That's a new one. Yeah. You are listening to the B.I.G. Show with your hosts, Calvin and Garland. The B.I.G. Show is a weekly breakdown of the sports world from a fan's perspective. Here are your hosts, Calvin and Garland.
Big intelligent gentlemen, we here. We told y'all we was rebranding. Y'all wasn't trying to hear.
Yeah.
Garland came and dropped it. I was like, Garland, I gave Garland a call like they do in the studio. I was like, yo, I need you to drop some bars for me. Can you come? And Garland was like, Garland hit me with this to rock. He was like, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna have to do it on. I'm gonna have to do it in my studio, and then I'm gonna go ahead and send it to you. And he said that he dropped it. He ain't even read the music. From my understanding, he dropped it in like 5 minutes and sent it. What's up, Garland? How you doing, sir?
Off the dome. Yo, that's how I get down. That's off the dome, yo. That's how I do. That's how I do, Calvin. I just off the dome, son. I rhyme and I riff and I rhyme and I rhyme and I riff. You know what I'm saying? My top 5 MCs: Garland, and Garland.
Oh man, hold on. I done disconnected myself laughing so hard. Hold on.
He did disconnect. Yeah, the really big show. Yeah, it's the big show, y'all.
On fucking headphones, laughing and shit. I'm back now. How's the week been going for you, sir?
I riff and I rhyme. Kind of rough, man. I have a little cold going on. I did no COVID, no flu. Went and got checked today, but definitely a persistent cough, a little muci around it. So they gave me some antibiotics and stuff, a couple little pills. So been home popping. But I'm feeling great, man. Calvin and I was just talking a little pre-show before this, talking about, how black people, I was just traveling. And so, that meant he's around all them people that got colds. And I was telling Calvin, one person told me, like, did you fly on Southwest? And I was like, yes. And they're like, Southwest don't clean the planes and whatnot. I'm like, damn, the Southwest don't clean the planes no more? So, yeah, man, I'm good, man. Just recovering, doing the do, bro.
I'm good, man.
What about yourself?
I know that the Minnesota Twins left Baltimore with the bird flu because they got
sweppy.
They got
bird flu.
They got swish it. What's the thing? Oh, swish it is the weed. They got what's the thing that people use to mop up with? Swifted. They got swifted.
Swishes. But they got some swishes, some cherry swishes.
They probably got some swishes too. The way they was playing, they got whopped. Actually, the day game, the throwaway game, as we would call it, because like Jay say, Brandon Howard put in just I don't like that game. They put in anybody.
He be playing the JV squad on the day games. Like if it's the travel day, he be pulling in everybody from AAA to come up and play the game.
Be leading off playing shortstop on the third game of the series.
Jeff Rabelais. Hey, but he can hit Randy Johnson now.
Hey, what we got going on today, man?
Bro, we're going to talk a little NBA, talk the play-in games, talk about old boy that's been banned. We're going to hit on a little NBA, WNBA stuff. People up in arms about the salary discrepancy, but they didn't seem to care when it was just sisters playing in the league. But now Caitlin here, everybody concerned about the money. All right, going to get into a little NFL, and then we're going to end up, we got a new segment that's going to go on today. It's called Garland's Music Corner. And so going to give you a quick review of something I'm listening to. And we're going to talk a little subprime Sanders, Calvin's favorite boy, Dion. And then we're going to close out with a little come on. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. The Toronto's Raptors' Jontay Porter has been banned from the league after an investigation revealed he had disclosed confidential information to bettors, limited his participation in at least one game while he was with the Raptors, and bet on NBA games while playing in the G League. The NBA's investigation found that Porter revealed information about his own health, to a known sports bettor ahead of a March 20th game against the Sacramento Kings. Another bettor privy to the information placed a $80,000 bet on the same game parlay bet that featured unders on Porter's statistics and won $1.1 million, but DraftKings did not pay out the bet. And so how dumb is Porter, and will this lifetime ban be a deterrent to other players?
Let me answer your first question. In our world, Porter's dumb as shit. Like you've made money, you got money, but I never want to be in anybody's pockets because we don't know if he was in debt, if he was living above his means, and he just actually needed the money. Now, granted, you know you can't bet on yourself playing basketball, sir. You know you can't bet on the props. You know you can't. What are you doing?
Bro,
you know you can't do that. Like, you know.
As soon as somebody put $80,000 down on this, all the red flags in the betting world went up. Like, what? I didn't even know who Jontay Porter. Yeah, I didn't even know who Jontay Porter was before this.
You gotta talk to your homie. You gotta be like, look at nigga, yeah, put like $1,000 down, right? But make it a little kind of parlay or whatever. You know what I mean? You can't. Right. They went all in. But no, I mean, and then, you know, he got a brother. If he needs some money, his brother could probably hit him off with a couple of dollars. But you never know. His brother might be like, nigga, I'm not giving you no more money. Like, he just got caught. So that don't mean the problem just started. So we never know what was going on in college, even in high school. You just never know what was going on in his life. So he just got caught.
I believe this guy was signed for the league minimum of $2.2 million. He's making money.
Yeah, but you can be in the league. Remember, again, his level of living is well above our level of living. So what our debt would be ain't his debt. When you making that kind of money, you got bigger debt. That's why I try not to judge people's character when they do things like that, especially rich people, because you just never know how far they're into somebody else. I mean, look at Shohei Ohtani. Him and his damn interpreter was in to the dude for $40 million. Like,
allegedly, Shohei's interpreter said he was into the.
I hope everybody can feel the side what I'm saying is I'm giving.
I mean, it's greed. When is enough enough? I mean, come on, bro. All right, say you sprinkled a little money out there, you didn't get caught. You still trying to goose the system, and you don't think it's gonna come back? Because trust me, when the feds pull up on them people, they ain't taking no charge. They ain't taking no years talking about, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Snitches ain't gonna get stitches on this one. They gonna go ahead and they gonna tell, oh, my man's told me he was gonna be out. He gave me some inside information. Yeah, because you're gonna do all that Fed time, or at least 85% of it. So, yeah, no, it's greed. Now, money solves. Now, the Bible. I'm gonna give y'all a quick Bible lesson. The Bible does say money solves all things. It's the love of money that is the downfall. So it's greed. And nothing's wrong with money. Nothing's wrong with making money. But when you're living in greed, that's where the problem is. And to me, I don't care how much debt you're in. Dude, take a loan. You're an NBA player. Get out there and bust your butt and make some more money. Do something. Go play in the Big Three over the summer. Some Ice Cube got some money. Go over to Europe and get some money. But you're doing this that's totally illegal. You've put yourself out of your moneymaker. What you gonna do for a living now?
Like we got the simple solutions for him, but again, you just don't know. You just all I'm saying is he was wrong. Let's establish this. I'm not justifying him, but what I'm saying is it's really hard to judge someone's character when you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not talking about his character. I guess I'm more so just talking about his poor decision making.
Yeah,
it's horrible. It's poor decision. I don't know nothing about his character because I don't personally know the young man, but his decision making. I mean, we're all faced with decisions we have to make. Are we going to do the right thing? Or are we going to do the wrong thing? We know the difference between right and wrong, and sometimes we do make the decision that is not the right one. But more than likely, sometimes we end up on the right side of what we're supposed to do. Now, like for instance, all right, both of us, we grew up in like single parent households growing up. You weren't out here flipping keys. You knew that wasn't the
Well,
right thing to do. You might have ran
I
something.
mean,
You might you
mind your
might have told
business.
somebody.
But what I'm saying is, you. What I'm saying is, I agree that people are generally good and will do the right thing.
Yeah,
But
to me, it's bad
also in
decision
the
making.
level
It's bad
of
decision.
let's think about a lot of people that do things that are illegal. They don't always do it because they want to do it. They do it because sometimes they have to do it, and other times they do it because they've gotten away with it. How many times have you heard someone say, "Oh, I've been doing this for 20 years and they finally caught me"? Like, it's not like it's the first time. I think if you put certain good people in certain situations, they may decide to do something that's not so good. Now, will they do it repeatedly? That's something different. But again, it's everybody's different. I hate to judge the young man, but his decision
I feel
making
you.
is hard.
Well,
His
I'm going
decision
to judge
making
him.
is hard.
I'm going to judge him. It was dumb. You basically banned yourself out of the thing that you were using to make your living, and now you ain't gonna be able to get no job in Europe. You ain't gonna be able to go overseas and play because you have
Come on,
this
take him
hanging over your
overseas.
head. Are you
They'll take him
betting or throwing?
overseas.
Come on, man.
They'll take
Would
him.
you? This guy
They'll,
might. All right, we just know about the injury thing. I mean, that's almost like throwing a
yeah,
game,
they'll take him
Calvin.
overseas though, because they throw games overseas all the time, and you never know. Live.
Come on, they throw games
Yeah, there's
overseas all the
plenty of
time.
corruption in basketball in different countries, and that there's plenty of corruption.
You hurting me on this one.
No, I'm dead ass serious. There's
but
plenty of corruption.
but they throw games all the
Well, maybe
time
not
now,
all the
bro.
time, but there's corruption in the
Okay,
basketball games in other countries.
Come on. We're in a betting society now. There's no way they can throw games now. There's no way because we're in a betting society and the people are putting millions of dollars. You just saw somebody put 80 effing dollars on Jontay Porter.
You're living in the scope of America's. I'm talking about totally different governments, totally different ways of handling things. Trust me, there's corruption.
Okay.
There's a lot of corruption. I will also say that Liv might decide to do a basketball league, and if the Liv basketball league is out, they'll take his ass.
Nah, he ain't gonna get no job.
I don't
He
think
done.
so.
He done. I'm going to say it today on the 18th of April. Jontay Porter will never play professional basketball again unless it's in Ice Cube's league. He will not play professional basketball in Europe, in South America, in China.
Just say he won't
nowhere.
Play professional basketball in the NBA.
I know. I'm going all the way. He's not going to play professional basketball again.
You know when he signed in Argentina, I'm gonna bring this podcast.
I bring it up. Bring it up. Get the clip. Because you know you are Mr. Clip.
You know when he signed in Saudi Arabia, I'm gonna bring it.
Yeah, this brother is Mr. Clip. He will go and pull the video up. He splice. Oh, he be like, that brother said, hold on for a minute. Let me get this splice together. 3 seconds right here.
Be playing next to Dwight Howard in China. I'm gonna give Dwight the Atlas.
Yeah, Calvin will cut you up. He be like, okay, look at the 3-minute clip from right here from 3 to 3:50. Garland says that he will not. Bro, I'm gonna make it clean for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jontay Porter will never play professional basketball again. Not in the States, not in any other country. End of clip. All right, let's go on. Talk a little bit about the play-in games. They took place over the last couple of days in the West. The Lakers beat the Pelicans for the 7th seed. And I don't know if that was too much of a victory because they get to face the number 2 seed Nuggets, who just pretty much have their number. And the Kings, they beat the Warriors to play the Pelicans for the 8th seed. The Pelicans are going to be without Zion Williamson, who played very well, had 40-plus points, but had a hamstring strain at the end of the game, and they probably really could have used them in those last 3 minutes. They just wasn't able to hold on to win. In the East, the Sixers came back last night and beat the Heat for the 7th seed. and they're going to face the number 2 seed Knicks. In the loss, the Heat lost Jimmy Butler to an MCL sprain. If they don't advance past the Bulls, they're pretty much done anyway. But he's going to be done for the next game. And the Bulls, they beat the Hawks to face the Heat for the last playoff spot. And so, with the loss on Thursday night, is this the end of the Warriors dynasty?
Wow. So it's really hard to say. And I've been listening to different analysts talk about it. So you know that Steph isn't going nowhere. It's really, really hard to keep a Klay Thompson when he just totally tanked in that game. I mean, 0 points. 0 in an elimination game. It is really, really hard, especially with a guy that, although he's been playing well lately, especially with a guy that's been less than average of what you'd expect from him over the past year or two, coming off of that injury. So I must say that because it seems like the injury turned his career around. We've always talked about Draymond. It may be his last year. I think it really has to do with Steph. Like, will Steph be okay with breaking up those two, breaking up the big three? If Steph is okay with it, if Steph is ready to move on, then yeah. Or is Steph like, no, we may have another year or two in us, then they're going to keep him, because you can't do something that Steph Curry does not want you to do on the Warriors, because he is the Warriors. So it's going to really be up to Steph what's going to happen between Draymond and Klay.
You know, I like Klay Thompson. I several years ago, it's probably not written down anywhere, I thought he was just as good of a shooter, or maybe even slightly better than Steph was in some of the playoff games. I mean, I think that series where he went down with the ACL tear against the Raptors, when they lost that in 6, they probably should have won that. That would have been 3 straight. But of course, Durant tore his Achilles in that series. If he doesn't, they probably win that easily. They're probably going to let Klay go 2 years or 3 years too late. They did get the title in 22, but the last several years, they've just really underperformed. They've been in the play-in twice. They did get, I think they got the 4th seed last year or the 5th, and then, they were able to beat the Kings, but then they ran up against the Lakers, couldn't really do anything. Klay wasn't an impact in that series at all. I think, it's just time to move on. You ran it back with him. You gave him several years. You kept a spot for him on the roster. He came back on that championship run, and he contributed as much as he could, but he is not that player that he was before the injuries. And you can't waste too much more of Steph's career. Steph's heading towards 37. You cannot take too much more time to, okay, we're going to run it back again. You may have a 3-year window, maybe 2 years of some more peak Steph. And you're going to have to make some changes. I think this is a team, they had drafted young. They had some top picks. Those top picks really didn't work out. Kuminga really only came around this season and started playing well, but, they got rid of Wiseman. Moody never really blossomed into the player that they thought he would be. And so they've got to do something big. Either they need to go out and get another guy, plug him in, because I don't think you can draft and develop. You're just going to have to find another established player, pair him with Steph and Draymond, and then go forward. The West is too thick. The West is too thick to think you can go ahead and draft and develop somebody in the next 2 or 3 years and be back where you were several years before that. And so I think, in terms of that big three, I think Klay pretty much, I know they said all the right things on the court after the game, but for me, I think it was already made when Klay couldn't hit any shots in that game, and you're washed out of the play-in.
If you get rid of Klay, why are we keeping Draymond?
Well, it's crazy. Draymond still fits on that team. He's a rebounder and he's a defender. They've never depended on Draymond for points. They depend on Draymond for defense and for the boards. And he's giving them that. Draymond, he can score 2 points and still be highly effective in a game. And so I'm not expecting that Draymond's going. If Draymond gives you double-digit points, you blowing somebody out, okay? But if he's giving you about 12 to 15 boards, he's giving you 10 assists, he's blocking a couple shots. That's what you want out of Draymond.
I agree with that. But so I'm looking at it from another perspective. So if we are going to break up these three, Draymond has caused us bad headlines, bad press over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So
I agree. And they basically chose Draymond over Durant.
So
they chose Draymond
if
over,
we're going to break it up,
the other guy.
Steph is the prize. So if Steph is fine with us breaking this up, I wouldn't keep Draymond. I would actually. So if I had a choice of the two, I would actually try to work more with Clay and let Draymond walk, just because of the optics that Draymond's been giving us. It's like they've been tired of his antics.
Draymond is supposed to be a scorer. Draymond is supposed to be a scorer, and he can't score anymore. He was your best defender. He can't defend anymore. Draymond is still giving you the boards. He's giving you the interior defense. So if there were a level of importance, yes, you got to put up with the attitude. Yes, you got to put up with the text. But I think Draymond is more plug and play. Clay, you're just not getting anything. They didn't get anything out of. They haven't gotten anything out of Clay in the last 2 seasons.
True.
They have not gotten anything out of Clay
literally
in the last 2 seasons.
Suspended from the NBA and needed a permission slip, basically, to come back to play.
But he's one of your premier interior defenders. Now, if Clay was still a great perimeter defender and he was giving you at least 20 points a game, I go with Clay. Clay's not even giving you 20 points a game, and he can't defend. I mean, at some points this season, Calvin, Clay was on the bench, 6-man. They moved him out of the starting lineup.
But maybe that's where he should be. I'm just thinking, if you can get,
it depends on what price. Now, if he comes back and say, hey, I'll give y'all a discount, let me be your 6-man, then great. He could be on the bench coming off the bench. But in terms of being a full-time starter, those days are over. Those days are over. He's not giving you that impact anymore that he would give you. You don't have to. You can lay off of Clay. Go ahead and let Clay shoot because he's not giving you any points. Now, let me ask you this. Can the Heat win without Jimmy Butler?
So he's out for actually a couple weeks. I saw that earlier today. So he's out for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Absolutely not. So the Heat are going to be eliminated. There's no way they can move past oh my gosh, who just lost yesterday against the Sixers.
They're playing the Bulls.
It's no way that he can get past the Bulls. They can get past the Bulls without Jimmy. So, yeah, that season is over for them.
Just to give you a quick glance,
and that's
just looked
that
up
game
Clay
is
stats this year.
Tomorrow, because the
tomorrow.
West game is tonight. Oh no, both of them are tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah, and so this year for the Warriors, Clay averaged 17 points a game. That was his lowest season average since he was his second or third year.
But
in the
17
league,
isn't awful.
It's gone down. 17 is awful for a shooting guard, Calvin. Come on, man. This is one of your main scores.
It's awful.
All right, let's look at
That's what it is.
Let's
it's
look
not
at
great for one of your main scores. It's not awful for a guy that you can have coming off the bench. It's really not.
It's not awful for a guy coming off the bench, but he was a starter. He's being paid starter money.
I would bring him back.
So if he comes back and gives a break
at 17
I
don't
know. Unless he's given a severe discount, yes. But if he's coming back talking about, I want y'all to pay me like I'm a premier shooting guard in this league. No. 17 points a game, Calvin. Come on now. This is a team. This is a jump shooting team. Yes, it is something to sneeze at when you got these other teams with better players. Sometimes you got to let go of nostalgia. We can't win from what we did in the past.
That's why you let Draymond go. You can keep Clay, and Clay can come off the bench.
Draymond's giving you defense, and he's giving you boards.
What?
Clay is supposed to give you points, and he's not giving you points.
You don't think 17?
That's
you don't
that's
think
not
17
enough.
points is
No. 17 points is like your 6th or 7th man, not a top 5 player, not your starting 5, not your shooting guard, No, that's horrible. All right, what do you think about? Can you depend on Zion for the future?
Absolutely not. So, well, let me back up. Zion reinvented himself, and he stayed healthy pretty much all season long. They would have actually beaten my Lakers had Zion stayed healthy for those last 3 minutes of the game, but he didn't. So it's really tough because Zion is a guy that you can see literally made the effort, which he was being called out on. He literally made the effort this year to stay healthy, to be in tip-top shape, and to be the guy that they drafted. And it absolutely sucks for him to get down to the last 3 minutes of the playing game. Not just to get hurt there, but not to be able to play in the elimination game, because he's not going to be able to play in the game on Saturday. So it literally sucks for that. So I think you should count on him for the future. But it just sucks now. But he's trying. You asked him to give the effort. He gave the effort, and he did what he was supposed to do. And anybody can get hurt in the last 3 minutes. It's just sucked that he's snake bitten. Seems to be snake bitten.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I just think his health is always going to be a concern, and it's terrible now because they really need him. He showed that he's a dominant player. You're right. Came back better. Played the most games he's ever played in a season for quite some time. And to get down to those crucial moments and then have to come out because of a hamstring strain, I'm sure is very demoralizing. I mean, he let go the beignets. He let go, the muffaletta sandwich, the crab etouffee, all that, the red fish down there. I was just down there because it's all good. He let all of that go, and he was doing well. But yeah, I'm kind of up in the air. I don't know if Zion is my franchise player if he just can't stay healthy, and that's always going to be a concern. And yeah, it's unfortunate that he's not going to be able to play in that elimination game. I mean, I think that really boosts the Kings' chance up to get that game. McCollum and Brandon didn't have a good game, and they really need it. Was Zion that kept them in that game. I mean, Zion was just running through people's chests, and they have no answer for him. I do have to give credit to Bron. I give credit to Street Clothes. I already said it. If you got LeBron, you never bet against LeBron, but you can bet against LeBron in this upcoming series. So they're not going to beat the Nuggets, but in these other series, other teams you can bet. Don't bet against LeBron, but against the real good teams, you can bet against them. So yeah, go ahead, Jontay. While you got time, you can go ahead and put a $80,000 parlay in on this series.
The odds ain't strong enough.
All right, let's talk a little.
That.
Let's go talk a little bit of WNBA, NBA. And so Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's #1 pick, she's set to make a little over $76,000 in base salary this year in her rookie year. That's significantly less than the nearly $12.2 million that the NBA's most recent #1 pick, San Antonio Spurs breakout star Victor Wembanyama, made in his first year in the NBA. So, white people who had never paid attention to the sport, they big mad, Calvin. And so, should people be mad about this, or is this a nothing burger? To me, it's a nothing burger. To me, people don't understand the salary structure of the WNBA versus the NBA. The WNBA pays for what, 3 months? That's why these girls are going to Europe, because the bigger money's in Europe. They understand the salary structure is not there on that professional level that you can get in Europe. They're trying to work towards that. And I think as the women's game gets more popular, maybe we'll see more parity. They play more games, they get more sponsors, you'll get more money. But this is kind of where it should be. The NBA is a colossal thing. It is a worldwide game. The revenue that comes in for the sport is high, and so what's the issue?
So there's so many different layers to this, and one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this is because I got into a little, I don't want to say a little anything, but I got into a discussion on social media about it, and it was basically, first of all, I put out, people are always throwing that meme out right now that Caitlin Clark is only making this in her rookie year and this and that. And my question is, like, are you just posting the meme or are you buying tickets? Because the meme isn't going to get anything done.
Right.
Them asses in the seats are. But then I got a shout out to Tiffany, Tiffany, Derek's wife, Tiffany McGowan. And
Yes.
Tiffany said, she likens it to like and forgive me, Tiff, if I quote you incorrectly, she likens it to like a an IT company. So if the IT company is worth 60 billion and she's making that money and the other one is only worth 5 billion, and you're not going to make the same. And it's basically like that, but there's a little
Right.
more intricacies to that. The only thing I see is that right now the NBA has an opportunity with the WNBA, an opportunity that they've always shunned. So when the NBA, being the parent company of the WNBA, and some of the owners own both NBA and WNBA teams. The problem that I've been seeing is that the owners are not treating the WNBA teams as if it's an investment. They treat them sometimes as if it's a burden. You look at travel. They make them take commercial flights.
Mm-hmm.
They have enough
Right.
money to give them, and they're not even first class commercial flights. So they're flying regular, just like you and me. They're standing in
Right.
B at
They
Southwest.
got
They're
the middle
standing
seat.
and waiting for the B group to be called.
All right. B1 through
So
30.
so my
Please
whole
line up.
thing isn't necessarily that it's the WNBA that's not making money. It's also part of the NBA that's not investing in them. The NBA has such a unique
Mm-hmm.
opportunity now to take advantage of this as college did. So you got Caitlin Clark coming in, who's probably the biggest draw since maybe who I'm trying to think who came into the WNBA with all that hype. Maybe Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner went into the WNBA with all
Brittany
that kind of
Griner.
hype. So Caitlin Clark is
Mm-hmm.
probably more hype than that. You can see the sponsorships she's getting. So now the WNBA,
Sabrina Nestle
yeah, I don't
last
think
the
she
other
had as
year.
much
She's
hype
probably
though as
one of the
Caitlin
most
Clark
recent ones.
coming out of college. She had a lot of it though, but just like Diana Taurasi, the other young lady from uh Connecticut. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Stewie, yeah.
Stewie.
So they have such a unique opportunity now to jump in on this Caitlin Clark aura, this media frenzy, this sponsorship frenzy. You also have Angel Reese you can back in on. They have an opportunity now, and I'm interested to see how they do that. How they take advantage of that. Because if they do, they start investing a little more, then these WNBA players can start making a lot more money. Now, with that being said, if anyone is expecting WNBA players like Caitlin Clark, like Diana Taurasi, like Angel Reese, any of them to make the millions and millions of dollars like a LeBron James, like a Steph Curry, it's not going to happen. The games are on a different level. Garland also mentioned it. They don't play as many games. The
Mm-hmm.
interest, although the interest is there, if you ask anyone which would they rather watch, they're going to say the NBA most of the time, especially when it comes to playoffs.
Sure.
So if they ever make that kind of money, it will definitely be outside of this generation that we're in now. So maybe these girls are the ones that are walking so everyone else can run. But they can still make the scale of money if the NBA invests in them. So my whole thing is, yeah, we got to buy tickets. Yeah, we got to do everything that we could do as a public to support them. But we also need these NBA owners and the NBA to invest a little more in them, take advantage, strike while the iron is hot. We see it when the USA women's soccer team, when they start getting hot, you see all the hype around them, but then it dies down, so things like
Sure,
that. So we
sure.
need this to improve. So that's my whole take on that whole salary discrepancy, that it can be
Yeah,
scaled correctly. And right now it's just not scaled correctly.
right. It's not. It's scalable, but it's going to take a minute to scale it up. I mean, I'm just sorry. It's not a game that you
Mm.
follow all year round. I think with the NBA, they have 82 games, and even though they're saying that's long, still it gives them that opportunity to build the income and the sponsorships and the money to come in for the games. A league, and I like the WNBA. Yes, I'm great. I'm glad that there's some great players coming in, but I ain't gonna lie to you. This is it's not appointment TV for me, at least. It's not appointment TV for me to come in. I'm like, oh wow. Unless it's a
But
premier game, like if it's the Liberty
was it
playing the Aces
the Final Four
or
in college? That was, that was something people want, the LSU, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, those are
right.
premier
Right.
games, and yeah, people are just not popping down to watch LSU play Maryland. That's
Whoa,
just not
whoa,
a
whoa.
I'm
Chill
going to
on
take an
Brenda and the
hour
Terps,
out to
bro. Chill
watch
on
that
Brenda and the
game.
Terps.
I'm
Chill
sorry,
on
Brenda.
Brenda.
Anyway,
But no,
but you
no,
know
I'm
what I
messing with
mean.
you.
You
Yeah.
you know what you know where I'm going. Yeah, and so yeah, it's still a game where you just want to see the stars, and so you're picking and choosing. Yes, they have outdrawn some other games that the viewership did go up in some instances, but I'm sure if we're looking at the regular season numbers, they're probably drawn just like baseball
But,
draws
and
over the
see,
summer. You're not,
and that's a
getting a
great
whole bunch
point.
of
And
ratings.
that's what I'm talking about when I say the NBA has an opportunity here. So why don't you do something with the WNBA, like a play-in tournament? Why don't you do something like rivalries? You know what I mean? Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark had a rivalry. Why don't you feed off of that? Do something to garner that interest. Do something to make some of these games so important that people want to see it. You know what I mean? Just anything. I don't know if that's the answer, but try something. And I had season tickets for the Mystics way back when it was Shamiqua Holtz-Claw, Nikki McCray, and I got to see the Comets come in with Cheryl
Right.
Swoops, and oh my God, they were just good games. But Tina
Trina
Thompson with
Thompson.
them lips. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
tried to hit on her when she was
Mm-hmm.
signing my autograph. I was like, "Won't you write your number down?" Anyway,
Oh
so
God.
but no, do something to garner the interest. Do something to build it up. Like, you could start now. They knew they were getting drafted. You could have started now talking about the Chicago Sky going up against
Mm-hmm.
the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark going against her nemesis Angel Reese and
Well,
Camila Cordosa. They could have done something.
yeah, but they're only trying to build it up around the stars,
Well,
though,
that's what
Calvin.
the
And see,
NBA
that's the
does.
thing. That's
You build it up
yeah,
around the
but
stars. That's what all sports do.
um,
You build it up around your stars.
yeah, but people don't. People are a little tired of Caitlin Clark. I am. I mean, they're going to put more Indiana games on. I mean, but they had the National Player of the Year
Aaliyah
last year on
Boston.
that team
Yeah,
that
Aaliyah
was
Boston.
drafted. Yeah, but how come they wasn't pumping up Aaliyah
I have no
Boston?
idea. But they have the opportunity
Okay,
now to do something.
I
Well, I
got an
mean, yeah,
idea.
we could definitely talk about that. We could definitely talk
I
about
got an
that.
idea.
But they have
Come
the
on.
opportunity now. And you may be tired of Caitlin Clark, but there's a whole section of America
Well, yeah,
that ain't
America
tired of
ain't
her.
tired of it, and trust me, they
America.
rushing at. I mean, they're rushing into America. Ain't tired. America ready for her, and she gonna get eaten up when she get in this league. But let's keep on going. And so let's transition to the NFL. Zay Flowers, he was cleared by the league today, following an investigation into allegations of domestic incident that occurred in January, and police in Baltimore County suspended the investigation the following month with no charges filed. And so, just any thoughts about that? I mean, it was a nothing burger then. They never had a name. They just had this. It was a player in Owens Mills. All the Ravens players live in Owens Mills, and so they never really identify who it was. The victim didn't identify who it was, and so this was just a big nothing to do.
And the NFL actually came out and said that they found nothing, so they won't be doing anything against Zay Flowers. But in memory, and while we are thinking about the late great running back O.J. Simpson and the even greater of an attorney, Johnny Cochran, this is what I have to say about Zay. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Oh, God. Let's go, Zay. Let's get ready for this season, son. Let's go.
I don't know if that's appropriate, seeing as OJ killed 2 people. Allegedly.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Come on.
Not guilty. It's not even allegedly. It's not even allegedly anymore.
And that's where R. Kelly
it's not even well, R. Kelly may have said it, but the judge didn't. The judge and the jury said OJ was not guilty.
OJ got off because black
it don't matter. It ain't even. You know how you said allegedly? He could sue you for slander because it's not even allegedly. He was found innocent.
He did. I talked to the attorneys.
Did you talk
to the Big Show?
To Arnell to see if she wanted to sue? Hey, Arnell. Arnell, you hear it's no, Garland, Arnell. It ain't me. I'm on your daddy's side, Arnell.
And I got your middle name, Arnell. But you know what? I talked to the show's attorneys, and they said I could
call me Arnell.
So we're good. Man, ESPN put out a big article on your boy Bill Belichick. It said that earlier this week, Belichick's failed job search after being fired by the Patriots at the end of last season. They focused specifically on the job that he thought he had, the Atlanta Falcons job, and that his old boss, Robert Kraft, told his buddy Arthur Blank to think twice. And so, did the Falcons make the right move by not hiring the greatest coach of this generation?
Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But let's talk about Robert Kraft. Mr. caught in the massage parlor, getting his little wee-wee wanked, and somehow got that thrown out. But you telling somebody else they need to be careful? Sir, you need to be careful.
The greatest player hater of all time, Robert Kraft.
If we go down to Sunset Massage and talk to Mei Ling, she gonna be like, "Oh, I cry. Oh, I cry. He the
Bobby,
the little wing wing. We pay the wing wing. We pay.
Oh, I rub his wing wing. He loved that.
Oh man, she all over the place. I don't know because this little wing wing is everywhere. Yo,
first let me go ahead and apologize to our Asian audience.
Why are you hating on Belichick like that? He got you rings.
Yo.
Like, what are you doing?
Yo.
Robert Kraft is some shit. It be your own niggas, yo.
Yeah, do you think that Belichick had put him down on the reference list? Like, because sometimes when you leaving a job, you don't want to put down your people, the people who supervising you on the reference list. You know they're going to.
You don't even want to put the job down and shit.
Right? Sometimes you don't want to put the. They be like, "Can we speak to anybody at your job?"
When you get an interview, they be like, "What about this gap for the last 2 years?" Or I was just, I had a job.
I had no gap. So what you doing now? I got a job, but y'all can't talk to them.
But you do know, and I don't know if this is state by state, but I know in, well, maybe it is because I know in Maryland, it is illegal for a job to badmouth you in a reference. They can just say, Yeah, they can say that,
me.
they worked here this time and this and that, but they can't badmouth you.
They worked here. And the questions, because now when they call you to get a reference, there's set questions, would you give this person a 4 or 5? They ain't asking you, well, what's your opinion of them?
What you think about that motherfucker?
Giving that opinion?
I mean, tell me the truth.
Yeah, what you really think? I mean, is he a nice person?
I mean, can he?
And you might just remember that one day he cussed you out.
I mean, can that motherfucker really drive a forklift? Because he act like he can, but he don't walk like
right. He act like it. I mean, it's do he be stealing stuff out the supply room? Come on, just say it. I mean, he looked like he liked pens. I mean, is he taking extra paper? That's basic. I don't know if that was the conversation Arthur Blank and Bob Kraft had, but in the article, they talk about, hey man, he looked at him like, hey, you might want to think twice about hiring that boy. That mom, don't
Kraft,
do it, yo. You ain't hear from me.
Asshole
but,
for that one, yo. You're an asshole.
Yeah.
That man live. It wasn't even going to be in the AFC. He's going to be in a whole nother conference, yo.
He went up to Arthur. He was like, look, I'm telling you, yo, don't. He said,
Arthur Blanks with his old 20s and 30s dressing looking ass was like, oh, you don't say, see? Let me come here, Bill, let me come and talk to you, see? We got word that you were not so good, see? So we want to
understand you have an attitude, see?
A little right there, what you see? Okay.
That's basically, he was like, don't do it, buddy. But I mean, the Falcons, they basically said, hey, man, this guy, he's an attitude problem. Although they said that Belichick was saying all the right things. Hey, I work with the staff. I don't want to take over. I don't want complete control. It's this, his rep is preceding him in terms of he's a difficult guy. And they said one of the major reasons was he only wants to pass Don Shula in wins. And so he will only be there about 2 seasons at the most. Once he passed Don Shula, he's going to be like,
so sign him for 2 seasons. Especially Atlanta.
Yeah, come on, Atlanta. That's what I'm saying.
Wins have y'all had?
Nothing against the hire. Brother got the job there. But I'm talking about a guy with multiple rings versus a guy with one ring as a coordinator. I don't care how much of an attitude he has. I don't care how long he wants to be there. Well, we didn't want to start over after 2 years because, it's going to be rough. After those 2 or 3 years, it'd be just like basically starting over.
Quarterback every
first
year.
World problems.
So you're starting over every year, honestly. You're not even good.
Well, bro,
you got all this talent.
Yeah,
and you shitting it away. Ask Kyle Pitts if he want to start over after his 3rd year, because he ain't done shit, and he came out as the most highly touted tight end in the last at least 3 or 4 years.
Yes,
he was supposed to be a game changer, and y'all ain't done shit with him.
Yeah, right. Yep. So, Atlanta Falcons. Bob Kraft said, "Let me throw a monkey wrench in this." Oh, hold on. He's like, "Oh, he going to Atlanta." Oh, hold on for a minute. Hey, Arthur Singh, let me talk to you.
He called him and was like, "Ain't gonna be no freak nicking down there, Bill."
Right. Bill like, yeah, I'm going to Atlanta. He like, oh, okay, all right. I'll talk to you later. You ain't going to Atlanta on me. Hey. I heard you interested in Bill.
Bill had it all set up to you. Bill had Jermaine Dupri and Luda about to sing his "Welcome to Atlanta" song when he went in there.
He's like, reconsider. You might want to read some literature.
Ridiculous.
He started playing some of that Outcast on him. It's like, reconsider.
I'm sorry, Mr. Belichick.
Oh God! Hey man, Subprime is losing his Louis luggage.
I don't know why you so hard on this dude.
Subprime is losing his Louis. He at the counter looking for his Louis and is leaving. 14 Colorado players entered the transfer portal this week. Although Subprime Sanders is downplaying the departures, at least 6 of those players started at least one game or more for the Buffs last season, including 5-star cornerback Cormani McClain and running back Alton McCaskill. And so should we believe Subprime, or is he headed to another losing season?
Yes. Yes.
Subprime, yeah.
No.
Subprime?
We believe that he's headed, another losing season. I mean, it's difficult. He's going to have to start over with a new team, and a lot of college teams, and we know just with college basketball, college football, it is talent based. It is some coaching, but it has to be talent based. And if you're not getting the talent in there, which he didn't have last year, you're not going to win games. You're not going to win games. So, right. I mean, they're headed towards another losing season. But just like last year, it may be exciting. It may be an exciting losing season. So we'll see.
Yeah, Shedeur going to be throwing 5 touchdowns in a 70 to 35 game loss.
Who are you going to throw 5 touchdowns to? Didn't they lose Travis? Didn't they? I thought they lost Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter's still there.
You sure?
No.
Okay.
Travis ain't gone nowhere. Travis back. Yeah. So, no, Subprime just wants them to be drafted by 5 teams. The other teams in the NFL cannot draft them because
I'm not mad at that because
no.
One of the teams is the Ravens. So, yeah, I'm not mad at that.
He ain't coming here. He ain't never going to see the field with Lamar here. But we'll take Travis, though. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. It is a difficult landscape in college football now. There's transfer portal. I mean, I think people after these spring practices, they know if they're going to get run or if they're not going to get run. And so why wait around? And I think with Dion, we thought that this guy was the master recruiter. He's going to bring in all of these top players. They're going to stay. I am on record saying I did not think Colorado was the best job because I don't think kids want to go to Boulder, Colorado. What is there? It's cold. It's in the mountains. There's nothing around there. I really would have loved to see him in the South where it's warm, in a city that's close to some large metropolitan area. I think, he would be able to pull those players in. But to me, I mean, Colorado's never done anything. They didn't do anything last year. So, you got an opportunity to say, hey, before you cut me or you bury me on the bench, I can go ahead and go somewhere else. And so he's experiencing that. We'll see how it comes for the upcoming season. It's going to be a little different this year because I don't think they're going to sneak up on some people like they got
Warren Sapp as the D coordinator now. Warren Sapp,
bro, let me give you the side. Let me give you the side. I'm turn it this side. Give you the side.
Why is that? When he talks, when he gives his opinions on analysts, I'm just like, bro, you should have just stuck to football because you are awful.
Right. All these Miami guys think they just the analysts. They just think they're the analysts for the world. Let me tell you something. I'm like, okay, Sap, shut up. Anyway. Hey, y'all, we got a new segment in the show. It's called Garland's Music Corner. And I want to welcome you to the segment. I'm going to be reviewing music, new and old, that I'm currently listening to. Now, today's music comes from a highly underrated Brooklyn MC. His name is Sky Zoo, and a Washington, D.C. production duo known as The Other Guys. And their fully thematic album is entitled The Mind of a Saint, a soliloquy. The album is told from the point of view from drug kingpin Franklin Saint. And so this album is kind of like the rap album that you would imagine Franklin Saint would make. Okay, and so Franklin Saint, he's a character from the TV show Snowfall, a drama co-created by the late John Singleton that was set in 1980s Los Angeles at the start of the crack cocaine epidemic. Now, this is not hip-hop's first thematic album. You've had some hip-hop albums where you had a character and it was based around a character and it had these themes in the album. And so being told from the viewpoint of the character is probably the best type of thematic album that you can have. And so this album that was originally released in January of 2023 followed Franklin from his beginnings in the game to Kingpin status. Now, after the show ended, what Sky Zoo and the other guys did was they went back and they dropped a deluxe edition this past March, which covers the last season of Franklin's life and his scramble to recover the money that Teddy had stolen from him. And so if Franklin was a rapper, then this album that he would make. And so there's no features on this album. It's just strictly Sky Zoo and nothing but solid gold bars and thick beats from the other guys. And so I want to tell you guys to go take a listen. It's a fantastic album. As a matter of fact, it's an album that I listen to quite often. A lot of gems on it. If I start naming song titles, you got to listen to it. So if you're a Sky Zoo fan, I would even encourage you to go and listen to some Sky Zoo. But this album, you got Eminent Domain, Panthers in Power, Straight Drop, Bodies, where he's talking about, all the bodies that they drop, like that scene where he talks about bodies. Gets down into the deluxe edition where he's talking about, his mother killing Teddy before he got the money and Give You Anything or Freedom Dance and all of these different things. And so it follows Franklin from this getting into the game to his pinnacle, then to his tragic crash at the end. And so it's an outstanding album. Listen to the deluxe version as you can. It's about 16 songs on this. You will not be disappointed. Again, The Mind of a Saint, a soliloquy by Sky Zoo and
Snowfall
the other
was
guys.
one of my favorite series, man.
Yes, if you love, as a matter of fact, this album's so good, it will make you want to go back and watch parts of Snowfall because he put so many Easter eggs from the show into the lyrics, into the songs. Also, they're directly sampling some of the dialogue out of the series. It's probably one of the best albums that has been released over the last year or so in hip hop. And so take a listen. Sky Zoo and the other guys. The other guys. The Mind of a Saint, a soliloquy. All right, so enjoy that. Now we've come to a part of the show that everyone loves. Come on, yo. And so I think Calvin went last week. I'll go this week. I'll be brief. Come on, yo. These rap beefs. Now I'm from the golden era. I'm a child of the golden era. And so I remember, the old rap beefs, LL Cool J versus Kool Moe Dee, LL Cool J versus Ice-T, KRS-One versus the Juice Crew, or MC Shan, Big Daddy Kane versus Rakim, all of those beefs that, oh my God, Tim Dog versus everybody, Tim Dog versus NWA, Eazy-E, all of those guys, Ice Cube versus NWA, all of those rap beefs. And the thing about those rap beefs were people was like getting hurt over those rap beats, but we got some great songs out of it. LL Cool J versus Cannabis. Mama Said Knock You Out. Second Round Knockout. We got some great How You Like Me Now. All of those great songs that we got out of early hip hop were based on beefs. The Bridge Is Over, South Bronx. All of those master hits. Roxanne Shante Is Only Good for Steady. And so, those great hits. And so now we got Drake. We got a bunch of multimillionaires beefing. We got Drake beefing with Ricky Ross. Ricky Ross coming back on him, calling him white boy. J. Cole, he was in it. The J. Cole's like, my energy doesn't feel right. This whole diss that I got on Kendrick. And, Kendrick, he's being his best kind of like metaphoric and stuff. And I'm like, all right, y'all, let's stop. I don't, it's not like the old days. It's just not, it don't mean nothing no more. I know it's part of the hip hop, the battle is part of the genre, but yeah, I'm not into it. Maybe it's because I'm old. Maybe I don't want to see kids fighting. I definitely don't want to see multimillionaires fighting over Bel Air and who's got the most champagne and who's flying on the best private airplanes and all those things. No, I want to hear something about you repping your project or something, you repping your block or something, or a whole borough. You don't tell me you repping Bel Air. Don't tell me you repping Cristal or something. No, that's not beef to me. Y'all just fussing over whose bank account is bigger. So, come on, yo, these rap beefs, man. Let's take it back to
man. So you did not mention the biggest beef ever. Biggie and Pop, East Coast, West Coast.
Oh, I forgot.
First off, East fuck Coast, you, bitch, and the click you claim.
People lost their lives over that.
Let me tell you something.
Right? Let me tell you something. Come on. Yo, who shot you? Come on, now.
I was on the East Coast side because I'm an East Coast boy and the Biggie side. But Hit 'Em Up is probably one of the greatest. I mean, and that first line, every time somebody put up, what's the best first line, the opening line you ever have? And so I always type, first off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim. What? That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker.
I like Tupac's ever line. I ain't a killer, just don't push me. Revenge is the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. I think that's his next best opening line.
I can go into a whole nother, come on, yo, about beefs, but I'm gonna make this quick because I got another beef I want to say. Garland talked about you new rap niggas beefing and y'all just, what? Let's talk about you comedians beefing. What the fuck?
Oh, God.
Every time I turn around, a comedian is beefing with another comedian. Just because Cat Williams said something, now everybody is opened up. And it was because Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Now everybody want to beef. You know how comedian beefs used to be back in the day? This used to be the comedian beef. Your mother's so ugly that if she stuck her face in the bowl, it would come out with gorilla cookies. That's a red fox. Yo, that's a comedian beef. What the fuck are y'all doing now? Y'all literally want to fight and just...
Yeah, he always was jealous of me. When I was opening, he tried to sabotage me or whatever. He never...
We're not naive not to think that never went on, but we don't want to hear about it. You're a comedian. Make us laugh.
Right.
Well, I ain't gonna care about your beef. Anyway, let me go into my... Come on, yeah. Let me go into my... Come on.
Go ahead.
Come on, yo. Come on, Oreo fans. These motherfuckers, we just started winning. And now they the GM. First of all, we had bad GMs and bad ownership. But now, every time they say something gonna happen, here come the fans on social media. Oh, no, we shouldn't be doing that. How would you know? You're not even part of a winning organization. Let these men do what they do because they've been winning. So, of course, Jackson Holiday stayed in the minors at the beginning of the season. Everybody was like, yo, he should be up. I don't know why he ain't up. He came up, what, he struck out like 100 times? Struck out.
Every time he gets up at bat,
one hit.
He's only got one hit, and the other out.
One hit, one RBI.
About
like
90% of them.
Like he's struggling at the plate. Not only is he struggling at the plate, he's struggling in the field too. But no, Elias brought him up because you motherfuckers, you gotta come out. So now that he up, now y'all like, oh, maybe we should send him back down because he ain't doing that. Well, why didn't you just let him stay down there? But y'all don't know what y'all want. So now they talking about, there was an article came out, wasn't even from the Orioles. Article that came out said Kerstad may be on the trading block, and the other guy, I think it's Mayo. Kerstad Mayo may be on the trading block so the Orioles could get some pitching, which, if you think about it, has always been the Orioles' problem, pitching. And if they can use them to get some solid starters, then not Oriole fans. Oh, we don't need no pitchers. These guys are too good to let them go. We got to bring them up and hit. We just played the Brewers and lost 2 out of 3. Not because the hitting wasn't there. We were losing games 10-8. We were losing games 11-5. What are y'all talking about? Let these men do what they do, Oriole fans. Come on, yo. Stop acting like y'all know what y'all talking about. We have been in the dungeon for a very long time. And now y'all think y'all know everything? Let this man do it. We're winning. People, we're winning. Come on, y'all.
Most of these people ain't never seen Kerstad play.
Exactly.
Most of these people ain't never seen Kobe Mayo play. But we experts. You went home watching those spring training games during the spring training season. You ain't been down to Norfolk. You don't tell me you just seen them play. You don't even know what they can do.
Come on.
But we quit. Oh yeah, I mean maybe because I was listening to a talk radio that maybe Kerstad should be up here and they should have this. Bro, these people they know what they can do. They're watching the players. They know if we could get a number one out of this that got some years on them. I don't want no number one that's in a walk year. If we get a number one that got some years on them,
we can
and we can use one of these players,
we can take a number two. We got a number one.
Yes,
we can take a number two.
Yeah,
just give us some solid.
Give me a stud starter with some years on them.
What is the problem?
I'll take.
We got enough bats up here. We got enough bats.
Right. We're developing players to farm system straight. So you're developing players that give it. And we got to be patient too, because there's a log jam right now. There's a light log jam. That's why they let Ortiz go. That's why they traded Ortiz and Hall to Milwaukee, because they have to start making room. I don't think Santana's back after this season, because you got to bring Kerstad up. You got to find somewhere for Mayo to go. I don't know how long Mountcastle or, some of these Hayes and those guys. So they're going to get their chances. But if these guys can bring us better players in exchange, we got to go with it. And especially players that have never done anything. Period.
They don't know what they can do. Holiday these first few games, and Kerstad and Mayo, according to what if you read about them, they're playing two positions. That second position is first base. Do you know why people play first base as their second position? Because they're not great at their first position.
Because they can't play anything else.
They're not great at that first position. Because if they were great at the first position, they wouldn't be playing first base as their second position. So, yeah, they may have a bat, but if they can't field, and we got fielders, then they might be on the trading block. Now, do you want to trade them? Do you want to see him in Major League Baseball for your team? Of course you do. But I will take a starting pitcher for any one of their asses. I will take a good starter, because that's what the Orioles need.
Because who may eventually end up at first base is our catcher.
That's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened to Weeders. Remember, Weeders had to do that. Weeders had to go to first base.
Yeah, and so I think eventually he might end up at first place. I mean, because he's a great catcher in terms of catching. He's not throwing anybody out, and you love his bat, and eventually he might be our future first baseman, because they got another one down there, a catcher.
19-year-old.
They have
a 19-year-old
that's coming up. 19-year-old, and they're talking about he's coming up fast. So you're gonna have to find somewhere for Rushman to be.
So Oriole fans, come on, yo, just sit back and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, just chill.
Let them do what they do.
Let them do what they do. Same thing happened with the Ravens. Everybody, EDC.
Let them do what they do.
EDC do
the Orioles.
Let them know. They know. Oh, they let what's the face find J.K. Dobbins. He didn't. Obviously, they know what J.K. Dobbins can and can't do. We had a good time with them.
Let them play that 1 year.
We'll be fine.
As a Los Angeles Raven. Let them play, because that's what they are. But they're Los Angeles.
Yeah. There you go. Let him and Gus get out there and do whatever
under your boy Roman. But come on, Orioles fans. Like, y'all, the Orioles were the second best record in the major leagues last year, the best record in the American League, the number one seed. Granted, it ain't do us no good. They got the Swiffer.
Yeah,
they made it. They made it.
They got some swishers.
They made it as the number one seed in the American League. Let these guys do what they do, y'all. All right? Come on, Oriole fans. Anyway, that's it, man. Hey, another good B.I.G. show. Big Intelligent Gentleman, we getting it in.
The big
show is getting it in. By the way, this is live on YouTube. I didn't say it at the beginning. It's live on YouTube. Once I edit it and send it out, you can hear it on all your podcast platforms. You'll actually be able to see us on Spotify. Garland, you know, your favorite
Yes,
show,
sir.
The Chi, is coming back in May.
Oh,
We're
Lord.
gonna have to talk about this, man, because
God.
our fans like
Yeah,
The Chi.
the people want it.
We missed
people want it.
Raising Canaan. We didn't do our live broadcast for Raising Canaan,
Right.
but The Chi is coming, man. We're gonna have to do something. The people want it.
The people want
Gotta
it.
get the people.
Gotta get the people
say
what they want.
Give it to the people. Give it what they want. Hey, man. It's been another good show. Hope everyone does well this week.
Yes.
Take care of yourselves and all.
Hold on. I got. Hello, who's this? Bob Kraft. You want? Oh, what you got? You want to tell me something about Belichick? Okay. Oh, hold on. I'm about.
I know he ain't. Hold on. Let me call. Hey, Maylene. Just. I'm a patch you in the Garland. Just wait till this is over. Let me hit this outro. I'm gonna patch you in the Garland because I got a feeling this gonna be some bullshit around here.
Don't talk. Don't hire him. All right. Don't hire him. Okay. Hold on, my other line ringing. You know somebody named Maylene? Hello?
That's because he ain't want to hear it. He knew what was coming. He knew what was coming.
Me love you long time. You not too cool. You have been listening to. That's a whole nother movie. That's the same movie.
The show was produced and written by Calvin Coates and Garland Thomas for
not too cool.
Just that good old American beef right here.
Podcast media platforms.
Me love you long time.
I think I'll later, man.
Saki.